Imagine being 1,000 meters below the surface of the ocean. There is no sunlight, no color, no horizon, just black water, crushing pressure, and a silence so deep it feels almost unnatural. Then something clicks. Not a little sound, not a chirp, not a call. A click so powerful, it can travel through the deep like a shock through the darkness. It is louder than a gunshot, louder than a jet engine, louder than almost any sound made by a living creature on Earth, and it comes from a whale. For years, people believed the sperm whale might be carrying one of the most terrifying biological weapons in the animal kingdom, a sound cannon hidden inside its massive head, a weapon powerful enough to stun giant squid, maybe even kill them. The idea sounded almost too perfect. The largest toothed predator on Earth dives into total darkness, finds a squid it cannot see, aims its head, fires a blast of sound, and shuts the animal down before swallowing it whole. No chase, no fight, no need for teeth. Just one click and the prey is finished. But the truth is stranger than that because sperm whales do produce one of the loudest sounds in the natural world. They do hunt giant squid in darkness. They do have a head built almost like an acoustic machine, but they are not doing what people thought. The sperm whale does not use sound like a bomb. It uses sound like a map. And to understand why that is even more impressive, we have to open the head of the largest toothed predator that has ever lived. A full-grown male sperm whale can reach around 60 feet long, and some historical reports describe even larger animals. It can weigh tens of thousands of kilograms. Its head alone can make up about 1/3 of its body. That head is not just big, it is bizarre. From the outside, the sperm whale looks almost unbalanced, like evolution pushed too much animal into the front half and then decided to stop. Its forehead is enormous, its lower jaw is narrow, its body trails behind like an afterthought. And then there are the teeth. For the largest toothed predator alive today, sperm whale teeth are surprisingly strange. The lower jaw carries a row of thick conical teeth, each one large enough to look like a weapon, but the upper jaw usually has few functional teeth, and many do not even break through the gums. That is the first clue that something unusual is happening. This animal is not built like an orca. It is not slicing prey apart. It is not tearing flesh with rows of interlocking teeth. So how does a predator this huge feed in the black ocean? The answer is sound. Inside the sperm whale's head is one of the strangest biological sound systems on Earth. At the front of the nasal passage are structures called phonic lips. When the whale pushes pressurized air through them, they snap together and create a click. But that click is only the beginning. The sound pulse travels through the massive spermaceti organ, a long chamber filled with waxy oil. Early whalers found this material and mistook it for something like brain fluid, which is where the sperm whale got its name. But this substance is not useless. It is part of the machine. The click moves backward through the head until it reaches an air sac at the rear. That air sac reflects the sound forward again, almost like a mirror reflecting light. Then the sound passes through a structure called the junk, a thick, layered mass of fatty tissue beneath the spermaceti organ. That name sounds almost ridiculous, but the structure is extraordinary. The junk appears to help shape and focus the sound. Its layers have different acoustic properties, which may bend and channel the click into a powerful forward-facing beam. In simple terms, the sperm whale's head works almost like a living sonar dish. The phonic lips create the signal. The air sac reflects it. The fatty tissues shape it. And the whale fires the sound forward into the deep. This is why the sperm whale's click can be so intense. It is not just making noise. It is aiming. And that is where the legend began. If a sperm whale can produce a click that powerful, and if that click is focused forward, then maybe it could use that sound to disable prey. That idea became known as the biological Big Bang hypothesis. The theory was simple and terrifying. A sperm whale closes in on a squid. The squid is fast, slippery, and armed with tentacles. Instead of fighting it physically, the whale blasts it with sound. The pressure wave stuns the squid's nervous system. Maybe it disorients the animal. Maybe it damages organs. Maybe it leaves the squid floating helplessly in the dark. Then the whale simply opens its mouth and swallows. For a while, The theory seemed to explain something strange. Scientists studying sperm whale stomachs often found squid remains that looked surprisingly undamaged. Sometimes prey appeared whole. There were not always obvious tooth marks or signs of being ripped apart. That seemed odd. If a sperm whale was physically overpowering squid with teeth and jaws, why were so many prey items swallowed with so little visible damage? The sonic weapon theory offered a dramatic answer. Maybe the whale did not need to bite. Maybe it could switch the prey off. And because the idea was so cinematic, it spread. It appeared in documentaries, it appeared in articles, it appeared online again and again. The sperm whale became the animal with a sound cannon in its head, a living submarine weapon, a deep-sea predator that could kill with one click. But then scientists attached recording tags to real hunting sperm whales, and the story changed. These tags recorded sound, movement, depth, and body motion as sperm whales hunted in the deep. For the first time, researchers could follow what the whale was actually doing during the final moments of a chase. And if the sonic weapon theory was right, the whale should have done something obvious. As it got close to prey, it should have increased the power of its clicks. It should have aimed the loudest possible sound at the target. It should have maximized the blast, but that is not what happened. Instead, the whale turned the volume down. As sperm whales closed in on prey, they shifted from slower, louder surge clicks into rapid, quieter click bursts called buzzes or creaks. These buzzes were not explosive attacks. They were precision tracking. The whale was not trying to stun the prey, it was trying to locate it with extreme accuracy. Think of a bat catching an insect in the dark. At first, the bat sends out slower calls to search the space around it. But as it gets close, those calls speed up into a rapid buzz, updating the bat's mental picture of the insect's position again and again. Sperm whales appear to do something similar. They use powerful clicks to search over distance. Then, when they are close, they switch to rapid, lower-powered clicks that give them a faster stream of information. Where is the squid? Is it turning? Is it rising? Is it dropping? Is it escaping left or right? Every click returns an echo. Every echo updates the map. And in the final seconds of the hunt, the whale is not firing a weapon. It is solving a moving puzzle in absolute darkness. That is almost more frightening, because it means the sperm whale does not win by pressing a magic button. It wins by chasing. The tag data showed intense movement during hunting, turns, acceleration, changes in depth, rapid maneuvers as the whale closed the distance. This was not an effortless kill. It was pursuit, a huge predator racing through black water after prey it could not see, guided almost entirely by echoes. And when it finally caught the squid, the answer to the undamaged prey mystery may not have been sonic stunning at all. It may have been suction. Sperm whales can open their jaws and use the movement of the tongue and throat to create a powerful vacuum, pulling prey into the mouth whole. That would explain why many squid are swallowed without being shredded by teeth. The teeth may help in some situations, but they are not the main tool. The real hunting system is sound, movement, and suction, not a cannon. A sonar-guided vacuum cleaner the size of a bus. And the place where this happens makes it even more unbelievable. Sperm whales routinely dive hundreds of meters below the surface and often deeper than 1,000 meters. Some dives have been recorded far beyond that. Down there, sunlight is gone. Not dim, gone. The whale enters a world where vision is almost useless, where pressure is extreme, where a human would be helpless, and where prey can vanish in any direction. There is no seafloor nearby, no landmarks, no light from above, just a three-dimensional void. And the sperm whale hunts there by building an acoustic image of the world. Every click leaves the whale's head and travels into the darkness. If it hits something, a squid, a fish, a slope, a layer of water, another animal, part of that sound returns. The whale listens, and from those echoes, it constructs a picture. Not a picture like we see with eyes, something stranger, a sound-shaped world. The sperm whale is not looking at the deep ocean. It is listening it into existence. That is why its head is so enormous. That is why so much of its body is dedicated to one sound. Because in the deep ocean, sound is not just communication. Sound is vision. Sound is distance. Sound is survival. And the prey it hunts can fight back. The deep ocean is home to squid that seem almost designed for nightmares. Giant squid, colossal squid, fast, muscular animals with arms and tentacles covered in suckers, teeth, and hooks. Some leave scars on sperm whale skin, circular marks around the head and mouth that look like evidence from battles no one has filmed. A sperm whale may be enormous, but down there, it is not fighting helpless prey. It is entering the territory of animals that evolved in the same darkness. That is what makes the sperm whale so remarkable. It is not just big. It is specialized. It can hold its breath for long dives. It can descend into crushing depths. It can search huge volumes of water using clicks. It can switch from long-range scanning to close-range precision tracking. It can chase prey in 3 dimensions. And after all of that, it can inhale the catch whole. But hunting is only half the story, because sperm whales do not just use clicks to find prey. They also use clicks to talk near the surface. When sperm whales are resting, nursing, bonding, and moving in social groups, they produce rhythmic patterns of clicks called codas. Codas are not the same as hunting clicks. They are shorter, pattern sequences, almost like Morse code. And different sperm whale groups use different patterns. These are not random noises. They are learned. Sperm whales live in social units, and those units belong to larger cultural clans. Members of the same clan share certain coda patterns, almost like dialects. A calf does not simply invent these sounds alone. It learns them from the whales around it. That means sperm whales have culture. Not human culture, of course, but culture in the biological sense. Learned behavior passed through social groups. In the deeper researchers look, the more complex the system appears. Recent work suggests sperm whale codas can vary in rhythm, tempo, timing, and added details. The whales do not simply repeat one fixed sound like a machine. They adjust, they combine, they modify. That does not mean we can translate sperm whale language yet. It does not mean we know exactly what they are saying. But it does mean their communication is far more structured than people once imagined. And that makes the sperm whale click even stranger. The same basic type of sound helps the whale do completely different things. In the deep, it becomes a hunting tool. At the surface, it becomes a social signal. One click can help locate squid in the darkness. Another can help identify clan, family, or social connection. It is one of the loudest biological sounds on Earth, and also one of the most meaningful. Then there are the moments when the clicking stops. Sperm whales sleep vertically. For short periods, groups of them hang almost motionless in the water column, heads upward, bodies suspended like giant statues in the blue. After an animal spends so much of its life producing powerful clicks, the silence is almost eerie. No hunting buzzes, no long-range search clicks, no codas. Just huge bodies floating in stillness. For an animal built around sound, sleep is the rare moment when the machine goes quiet. And that contrast is what makes the sperm whale so fascinating. It can be the loudest animal in the ocean. Then, moments later, one of the quietest. It can fire sound through the deep with enough power to make humans imagine a weapon. But the truth is not that it kills with sound. The truth is that it sees with sound. It hunts with sound. It thinks through sound. It bonds through sound. Its entire life is built around clicks. The old story made the sperm whale sound like a monster with a cannon in its skull. The real story is better. It is an animal that turned its own head into a living sonar system. A predator that dives into a world without light and creates a map out of echoes. A whale that chases squid through the black using sound faster than our eyes could ever follow. A social animal whose families and clans may be recognized by patterns of clicks passed down through generations. The sperm whale does not need to stun prey with sound to be extraordinary. It does something far more difficult. It enters a place where sight fails completely and still finds its target. Somewhere below the surface, a sperm whale is diving right now. The last sunlight disappears above it. The pressure rises. The ocean turns black. Then the first click leaves its head. The sound races forward. The echo comes back, and in the darkness, the whale begins to see. Subscribe for more mysteries about the great deep that surrounds our world.